So what's going on, guys? I am Black Ops Amazing. Welcome back to another video. Today we're going to be taking a look at everything we know about our next Zombies map, DLC 2, I guess you could call it, Berlin. We're going to be looking at all of the intel, radios, documents, ciphers, everything we have to get a better idea of our next map. We already know it's going to be taking place in Berlin. Because of leaks, this has been known since the very beginning. In fact, this is the final Zombies map we know about. That massive string of leaks we had all the way back in around about September, October time. It told us of D Machine, Firebase C, the Ural Mountains, and Berlin. I would suspect that this map's going to be releasing as a part of Season 3, but if Cold War seasons follow the same as Modern Warfare seasons, we could also have Season 4, 5, and 6, meaning potentially there are 3 Zombies maps that we don't know about. But anyway, focusing on our next Zombies map, Berlin, our first document is called Berlin Comment. Comment means signal intelligence or communications intelligence, and this is a memo from the Berlin Station's Chief Meyer containing intercepted communications between the Omega Group's Dr. Valentina. It reads, Memorandum for Gregory Weaver, from Station Chief, Berlin. Sir, I am writing to alert you that we recently intercepted communications between Dr. Alexandra Valentina of the KGB's Omega Group and a suspected operative here in West Berlin. We have done our best to track her movements and activities since she arrived in East Berlin last week. While we are still trying to determine the precise purpose of her visit, the contents of this intercept support our suspicion that Omega is setting up a major operation here in the US occupied sector of the city. The transcript is as follows. Valentina, need update on site. Unknown contact. Readings confirm membrane permeable. Has date been determined? Valentina, this is not up to me. Just keep your people ready to mobilise. Unknown contact. Acknowledged. However, some starting to question if this is even possible. Valentina, eliminate the doubters. No margin for error. Ground must be prepared. Unknown contact. Understood, we'll make example of them. Valentina, do not lose element of surprise. We are currently working to identify Valentina's contact, but cannot match with any known Omega or KGB asset. I will keep you advised of our progress. Heinrich Meyer, Berlin Station Chief. So we learn from this document from the Berlin Station Chief that they've intercepted a message between Dr. Valentina, who works within the Omega Group, and an unknown contact. They don't know who this contact is, who he works for, they can't link him to anyone within the KGB or the Omega Group. The next piece of intel tells us a little bit more about what's going on. It is again from the Berlin Station's Chief Meyer, where he's warning Weaver about a developing situation within Berlin.
This is Heinrich Meyer, Station Chief, Berlin, Office of Requiem. Weaver, we have a developing situation over here. Reliable human places Dr. Alexandra Valentina of KGB Spetsnaz Omega Group here in West Berlin. She was observed scouting several locations in the city. Objective unknown. This is very distressing, to say the least. Dr. Valentina is directly involved with Omega's interdimensional research. If she is here expecting or intending for something to happen, Weaver, we have been very fortunate so far that most of Omega's operations have been in remote, rural areas. Berlin, on the other hand, is the focal point of the Cold War. The world is always watching us. If they were to launch an op here, I have a team trying to intercept her communications. I will alert you should they succeed.
So as you've just heard, they're trying to track down Dr. Valentina. They know she's located somewhere in West Berlin. They've observed her scouting several locations around the city, but they don't know why. All they know is that she's here, she's clearly up to something, and she's in contact with someone, although they don't know who it is. One character we're yet to see in the zombie storyline is Edward Richtofen. We were told in a recent interview that I did yesterday, I made a video on it where Treyarch said, at the end of Tag Der Toten, there were 2 characters left, Samantha and Eddie. We've seen Samantha, we know what she's up to, but one character we haven't yet seen is Eddie. He's bound to make an appearance somewhere later on down the line, and could this unknown contact of Valentina's be Edward Richtofen? We don't know where he is, what he's up to, but the transcript we are given is translated from German into English. That could just be because they're in Berlin, so they're talking German, or it could be that the unknown contact Valentina is talking to is German himself. Obviously, Eddie is German. It could be some other random character we don't know of, or it might be someone we do know of. And also how this unknown contact is talking and working with Valentina. It makes it sound like he's evil. If this was to be Eddie, it reminds me more of the Ultimus version, not the good, innocent version that Primus was, in a way, or his young self. But to try and get a better idea of what Valentina could be doing in Berlin, in Firebase C there is an audio log between Valentina and Kolke. Kolke was a scientist working within Omega, and from this conversation that they have, whatever she's planning in Berlin, it has something to do with membrane permutations and particle distortion modules.
Is this everything? Surely there is more.
I assure you, Dr. Valentina, this is everything.
Research on membrane permutations? What about the particle distortion modules?
Everything you need on targeted dimensional breaching is there.
Otlично. Have it delivered to this address.
You're not taking it with you?
Is there a problem with my order?
No, I just thought...
Thinking is a dangerous thing, is it not, comrade? Have it delivered to the address. Make sure you are not discovered by Peck.
Believe me, he is half of the reason I am doing this.
And the other half?
Why, for the good of the motherland, of course.
Of course. For the motherland.
The way that both of them are talking in this audio log makes it sound like they're doing this behind Omega's back. Dr. Peck definitely doesn't know about it. Whether Omega do, I'm not too sure, because in the Firebase C ending, we saw Valentina alongside Kravchenko. He is the Colonel of Omega, so whether she's keeping this a secret from him, or it's just Dr. Peck that doesn't know about her plan, I'm not too sure, because she doesn't trust Peck. He's an American, she told the Omega group not to employ him in the first place. And as for Dr. Kolke, he doesn't like Peck either. From this radio, well, it pretty much explains itself.
Fucking stupid goon, Peck. Be quiet, Dimitri. This is a chance to learn from a real scientist. Dimitri, do this. Dimitri, do that. Shame on you, Dimitri. I will have you turned into soup. I am Dr. Peck. I'm a big, smart, real scientist. Fuck you! How about that, Pecker man? Fuck you! So I decide enough. Time to work on my own invention. I take the Ethereum crystal and I design new rifle that would make Kalashnikov weep. And what does Peck do? He laughs! Says it is waste of time. Calls it a child's toy.
Stop being so small-brained, Dimitri!
Bah, small brain, I show you, Peck. No, oh, shit. You are not the only smart man at this facility. Peck wants me to give up. Probably because Peck wants to steal it for himself. Now he can never assemble it. When I leave this place, I will take it with me and sell it to the highest bidder.
Maybe I underestimated you, Dr. Cool Clay.
Of course you did, Peck. You see, I always have had a keen eye for opportunity.
So the plot that we have so far is Valentina is in Berlin with an unknown contact. She is there to scout a location where she can do research on membrane permutations and use the particle distortion modules. My guess would be she's going to cause a zombie outbreak there, because there is no evidence from radios that as of this moment an outbreak has happened in Berlin. So my guess would be when Valentina finds her location, she's then going to open up the barrier between our realm and the Dark Ether, causing an outbreak. There is a bigger purpose as to why she chose Berlin that we don't yet understand. It seems like a very risky location because that's also where the BND operate, so surely if she wanted to do experiments in secret, she'd choose a more secure location. There is a reason she's chosen Berlin, and could part of that reason be because, well, we know it's the location of another one of our previous zombies maps, Kino Der Toten. If you look on Weaver's computer screen in the D-Machine intro, you can see all of our zombies maps. There is the Project End Station facility, Firebase C, the Ural Mountains, and also Berlin, but if you zoom in very closely, there is a red dot on there, which is pretty much near the TV tower. And if we go into Kino, from within inside of the map, you can see it is located right next to it. So this site that Valentina ends up picking out is either right next to the Kino Theatre or it is inside of it. Maybe the reason she's chosen Berlin is because she knows that experiments have happened here before with Group 935. When we played Kino, it took place in the 1960s. Black Ops Cold War takes place in the 1980s, so if our next map is here, it's going to be 20 years after the original Kino, but it looks very likely that our next map will include Kino. Just how D Machine includes Kino Der Toten, I expect it to be a small portion of the map we are able to visit. Are the pictures of Richtof and Taki and Nikolai and Dempsey still going to be on the wall? Will Group 935's teleporter still be there? Are we going to see remnants of their existence? I don't know. I hope so, but it gets me very excited. There's still a long way to go. We still haven't had the Easter egg for Outbreak. Treyarch have told us that they will be adding a main Easter egg to the Outbreak map, so there may be some big revelations at the end of that Easter egg. We could end up getting a cutscene where something major happens or is revealed, but for now, we know for definite Berlin is our next map, and more than likely, Kino will be a part of it. So there we go. Let me know what you guys think in the comment section below. As always, hopefully you have enjoyed. If you have, you know what to do. Drop a like rating. Make sure you are subscribed to stay up to date with the latest videos on the channel. And as always, I will see you guys in the next one. Until then, goodbye.